Bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 2. Yes, 2B. Any seconder to that? On page 4, clause 2, he wants the word commercial replaced with trade and business. To engage in trade and business activities instead of commercial. No seconder. So I put the question: those in favor of clause 2 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 3. Clause 3. Clause 3 is clause 3. Clause 3. Those in favor of clause 3 stands part of the bill say aye. What? Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 4 on page 9. We're now on page 9, clause 4. Column 3. Distinguished colleagues, if not, I'll put the question. Those in favor of clause 4 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 5. Clause 5 is on page 20. Clause 5 on page 20. Those in favor of clause 5 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 6. In favor of clause 6 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 7. Clause 7. Those in favor that Clause 7 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. Ayes have it. Clause 8. Those in favor that Clause 8 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. They didn't put number Clause 8. The secretary are taking note of it. Clause 7 is removal of office from page 20, and then clause vacancies. Clause 7, removal from office. It starts from page. Sorry. Let me start again. Clause 7 is removal from office, right? Which we have just taken. Now we're at clause 8, which is vacancy, which was not. Secretary should take note.
It's a bit confusing. If you go from the numbering is a bit confusing. That's where we are now. We are in page 19. Where we are now should be clause 21. No. Sir? We're on page 20. Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying. That page 20 cannot go back to being clause 7 when we're already on clause 21 at page 19. Second column, okay.
If you look at, if you go back to page, page 9. No, if you go back to page 9 and page 10, right? Page 9 and page 10 is dealing with clause 4, yeah, on the third column. Just keep on to the third column. So from that page 9, the next page that you need to go to is page 20. So when you go from page 9 and go to page 20, you see you go from clause 4 to clause 5. Have you seen it? So after clause 5, resignation from commission is clause 6. Removal from office is clause 7. Then you now go to page 21, vacancies, clause 8. Okay, so I put the question. Those clause 7.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Clause 7, sir. Clause 7, page 21. Subclause 2. Any exercise of the powers of the President under this section shall be subject to the approval by simple majority of the Senate. That is why the President exercises his power of removal of any of the commissioners. He has to bring it to the Senate for approval. I think it's not desirable, because we've considered a similar clause in one of the bills we had, I think, last week. And we said it's not necessary for the President, if he removes any of the commissioners or any of the board members, for him to bring it to the Senate for us to approve. Let us leave it to his discretion, provided he follows the procedure that is laid out in the bill. So I think we should delete that paragraph 2.
Distinguished colleagues, let me put the question then. You go back to 7 then. Those in favor that clause 7.1 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that 7.2 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. Nay. The nays have it. Clause 8. Those in favor that clause 8 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 9. Yes, clause 9. Central.
Mr. Chairman, I think the executive chairman and commissioners are political appointees. Their salaries and wages should not be determined by the Wages Commission. It should be the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation, and Fiscal Commission, as it is stated in our Constitution, or it is in line with our Constitution. These are political appointees. Their salaries and allowances should be determined by Revenue Mobilization, Allocation, and Fiscal Commission. So I suggest that we should make that amendment.
So that represents the true position of our law, because it distinguishes between public officers and civil servants. So where appointments are being made by the president, they are all deemed to be public officers.
Deputy Leader, this does that mean that all commissions this will apply? It can't be. The National Assembly Commission here, or any commission, doesn't follow that. Doesn't follow. NCC doesn't follow. All these commissions don't follow. Yes, Senator John Eno.
Mr. Chairman, my name is John Owen of Cross River Central. I don't think it is nearly as exactly as what has been proposed, because I'm also familiar with some other boards and commissions. Let's say even the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission. All such appointments, it's really the National Wages Salaries Commission that takes care. I don't think it's clearly as neatly as saying because they are appointed by the president, they are therefore such political offices as must be determined by Revenue Mobilization and Allocation of Fiscal. I think we need to be guided. It's not as strictly as that, please.
I think so. I think I agree with that. We'll put the questions in. Those in favor of that clause 9 stands part of this, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 10. Clause 10. Those in favor of that clause 10 stands part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 are all retained. Clause 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 are all retained. So I'll just allow you to go through it quickly and I'll put the question. Those in favor of that clause 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 stands part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 17 on page 26. Clause 17. Those in favor of that clause 17 stands part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 18. Clause 18, those in favor that Clause 18 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 19. Those in favor that Clause 19 on page 36. Clause 19 on page 36, Secretary to the Commission, which is retained. Those in favor that Clause 19 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 20. Those in favor that Clause 20 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 21 and 22. Clause 21 and 22. On page 40 and 41. Those in favor that Clause 21 and 22 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 23. Clause 23, those in favor that Clause 23, Clause 23, yes, Senator General.
Mr. Chairman, John Owaneno is my name, President Central. Mr. Chairman, Clause 23D. I'm actually concerned with, if you look at the various monies that can be paid to the fund of the Commission, and you look at 2B, such sums of money have been appropriated to the Commission in the annual budgetary allocation. And then D talks about fees, levies, charges, which are actually classes of revenues that should go to the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the federal government. I mean, we currently have another committee which is looking at non-revenue remittances and all that. So we keep creating bodies, their budgetary allocations, and we keep also charging the levies and other collections which they do, which are not really taken or appreciated at the point of budgetary allocation, and allowing them have access to these monies when they should actually go to another fund created by the Constitution. So I have a problem with D of that, if this commission is going to have budgetary allocation as has been indicated in B earlier on. So I think that this particular one, and it's not just this, I mean, we keep creating these bodies, we keep creating the problem, because the Constitution says that all these monies should be paid to a separate account, but agencies prefer to rely on the laws we pass here. So we keep giving them the powers to spend these monies which go into their fund. And these monies shouldn't go into their fund. Should go to another fund created by the Constitution. So I think I have a problem with reconciling those two. Budgetary allocations and then payment of fines and levies into the same fund.
Well, I think I mean, that is consistent or inconsistent with a number of agencies anyway. We got to decide how we manage that. And I thought also the Fiscal Responsibility Act also takes care of that. So we got to decide either if we appropriate to them, are we going to say that they cannot collect, use any of the internal generated funds for their own operation, or that all that too must go into the Consolidated Revenue Fund. I mean, we need to decide that in managing also the efficiencies of some of these commissions. I mean, it's a trade-off. I think the most important thing really is the Fiscal Responsibility Act that covers all this should be the one that now give us the right guidance. That is, do they take all? Do they take a certain? I think fiscal responsibility says a certain percentage that they must send to the Consolidated Revenue Fund, doesn't it? Yeah, John, doesn't it?
Yes, it says like that, and well, I think that it also calls to question the issue of having to amend even that act, because in the way it is, as long as agencies keep growing their expenditures, there's nothing really that they send. So I think that in deciding that, it's also our decision to do so or not going forward, because it's a problem, and
But I think maybe my best for us to take it holistically as opposed to taking it upon the Senator Magnus. Let me hear your contribution.
Mine is along the same lines, but with a different issue. Now, this is a commission that will have power to impose fines and penalties. And there is no direct reference as to where such fines or penalties are to be paid. Is the commission to retain it, or are we to take it out? Those ones should go to the statutory, the Consolidated Revenue Fund. For example, sir, in America, there was a time British Airways and I think American Airlines were fined almost $500 million. If a commission can impose such fines and then they get the money, I don't know how that works for everybody. So I was going to suggest that all administrative fees and charges except fines and penalties, we add the word except fines and penalties.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, John Owaneno again. The additional indication to this really is that if you even look at the Yeah, so if you even look at, and this is important, like I said, if you look at even the Fiscal Responsibility Act, there are classes of agencies that are not in the national budget at all. For those ones, the law makes the provision for the payment of whatever. But if an agency or a corporation is in the budget, now the budget makes provision for everything that they need: personnel, overheads, capital expenditure. It does provide, so this particular one is provided for in the budget. So there's really no reason why any other monies it generates, which is normally not part of what they use for overheads, because the overheads will anticipate and provide for everything that they need in a particular year. I mean, if it's not enough, it's because it will never be enough for any agency. Not because, but for the purpose of budgeting, when the budget office receives all these, it doesn't get any indication that there is some provision being made for the agency to be able to get its own money and spend. So I think that the Constitution is what guides us without prejudice to what laws we pass here. And we need to take a decision going forward, even if we've done other things in the past. Because these agencies keep relying on the laws we pass here to commit infractions. And our internally generated revenue, if you look at the independent revenue of government, every year our projections are never really met. For 2017, it's about 800 something billion. We'll never receive up to 200 billion. And it starts from these kinds of things and what enactments we bring out here.
Yeah, but John, let's be honest with ourselves. It is not the law that is faulty. It is our own supervision that has, the laws are very clear. The laws are there, but some of these agencies just disregard the law and do what they're going to do. So I don't, my concern is that agencies that are supposedly supervising a private sector a wide range, if you do not fund them properly, they become inefficient. Then they will not be able to. So we have to look at the right balance. Because if you say they should wait for appropriation and they are not adequately funded, they will not be effective. So we need to look. Maybe what we can look at is what Senator Magnus might be proposing, that if the fees and levies are allowed, because the penalties can be huge. We can allow the fees and levies, and then also C already refers to the fiscal responsibility, because it says money that can be granted to the commission by the government or the federation, which can come under fiscal responsibility. While for D, we either delete the entire D or just leave just fees and levies and delete penalties. Yes, Deputy Leader, maybe you can guide us.
The position of Magnus distinguished Senator Magnus represents the true position of the law. If you give a person power to impose fine and keep it to himself to spend, it means you are exposing the public to unwarranted fines. So those fines, if they are channeled to the Consolidated Revenue Fund now, you are now safeguarding the society from the excesses of that. So I think that the position taken by distinguished Senator Magnus Abe, incoming, is the appropriate position.
The way I agree, I can put the question. Is that the general consensus? So what we're saying then is that for 23D, we will retain the provision, except just put all fees and levies and we delete penalties. Yes? I'll put the question then. Those in favor of clause 23(1) and 23(2) to C stands part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. Yes, I will. 23(2)D. Those in favor of 23(2)D as amended stands, that is, we delete penalties and to only read all fees, levies, and charges statutory chargeable by the Commission for approval. Those in favor that stands part of the bill as amended say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 23E, 2E.
Yes, sir. I think the amendment also applies to E, because that goes to the tribunal under this act. So we must be clear that fines and penalties, all administrative fees and charges payable to the tribunal under this act, except fines and penalties. This is the tribunal. This is another arm of the act. Oh, it's deleted. Okay. It's moved to part 8. It's not deleted, it's moved to part 7.
But let's deal with the new subclause, 23(2)E. All sums of monies accruing to the Commission by way of grants in aids, gifts, testamentary disposition, endowments, and contribution from any other source whatsoever, provided the condition of such grant are not inconsistent with the functions, duties, and responsibility of the Commission under this Act. Yes, those in favor that this new clause 23(2) stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor of 23F stands part of the 23F is deleted. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that 23G. 23G stands part of the bill. Say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Now there's a new clause now, 23(2)H. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues, I'm very concerned, really. 0.5% of profit after tax of all companies operating in Nigeria. This is turning to be a money collecting agency, and that is not the purpose. So I will move that we delete this. And in fact, if you look at 3, it says the fund shall be managed in accordance with the rules made by the Commission. So it's just giving them some kind of money to waste.
Yeah, Senator Jibril.
Mr. President, I am Barrow Jibril Kano North. I stand to second the motion that H be deleted. Should be deleted. I so second.
Those in favor that 23(2)H stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. Nays have it. Those in favor that 23(3) stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. Those against say nay. 23 aye, yeah. Okay, 23. Those in favor that 23 aye stands part of the bill say 23(2) aye stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor of 23(3). If you have deleted 23(2), 23(3) has to go. Yeah. Those in favor of 23(3) stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The nays have it. Clause 24. Those in favor that clause 24 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 25. Those in favor that clause 25 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 26. Senator Ashafa.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Benga Ashafa, representing Lagos Senatorial District. This is about the annual reports. And I'm just concerned that an agency that has an area on an annual basis for delivering their reports will now be compelled to have biannual reports. I don't think this is feasible. I think we should just stay with the annual report, which should be delivered not later than 30th June in each year. Asking them to produce 2 reports in a year will be very, very difficult. Thank you.
Distinguished colleagues, so the Commission shall prepare and submit to the Minister and the President and not later than 31st December in each year. We delete not later than 30th of June, yeah? Yeah? A report in such form as the Minister directs shall include full stop, yes? Those in favor of clause 26 as amended stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 27. Clause 27. Clause 27. Yes, Senator Jan.
Sorry to bring us back to 25, sir. We didn't subject the annual estimates and expenditure of the Commission to approval by the National Assembly. And I think it's very important that clause 25, 1, the Commission shall not later than 30th September in each year submit to the Minister an estimate of the expenditure and income of the Commission during the succeeding year to be approved by the National Assembly.
It says the National Assembly. The Commission shall prepare and submit to the Minister, the President, and National Assembly. Is there on page 47, third column. Yeah, clause 27. Those in favor of clause 27 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39. All these are all retained. I'll just give you a few minutes before I put the question. There are clauses 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Stands part of the bill. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 40 on page 61. Clause 40, Senator Daniel.
I think clause 40 should read as follows. Tribunal shall consist of the following members: a chairman who shall be a legal practitioner with not less than 10 years. Not less than. I think if you can include not less than 10 years. But if you say with 10 years, it means he has to be somebody with 10 years, no more, no less. Not less than 10 years, or at least 10 years.
Any seconder? Yes, and the Microsoft. Distinguished colleagues, clause 41A. Those in favor of clause 41A as amended stands part of the bill. Say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 41B, 41B. Yes.
If you look at 41A, it says a member of the tribunal shall hold office for a non-renewable. Okay, that's the amendment. I don't know which one we're taking.
It's A. Composition of the tribunal.
Yes, sir. I'm on page 62, sir.
No, we are still on 1.
Okay.
We're on page 61. Clause 41B. Yes, Senator Ashafa.
Being Ashafa representing the Lagos Senatorial District. Clause 41B says 6 other members with not less than 10 years professional experience in any one or more of the following educational fields. I don't know whether we should insert that they should represent each zone of the country, because 6 members can come from one zone. I'm just wondering whether we should insert that each member representing the geographical zones of the nation.
Any seconder to that? Yes, Senator Tinubu.
I support what distinguished Senator Ashafa said, that the 6 other members should come from the 6 political zones.
Those in favor of clause 41B as amended, that is to read 6 other members representing each geopolitical zone with not less than 10 years professional experience in any one or more of the following educational fields. Those in favor that clause 141B as amended stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The observation here. So,
Mohammed Hassan, Yobe South. Mr. Chairman, I just observed that we are saying the 6 other members will have at least 12 years experience, while the chairman is having at least 10. Sorry, I'm reading B now. B says 12.
No, look at the last column. Look at the last column to your right.
okay. Clause 42. Those in favor that clause 42 stands part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the Senate.
Chairman, distinguished colleagues, I move the Senate reverse to plenary for the chart report progress.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues, I rise to second the motion that we move back to plenary to report progress as to second.
Distinguished colleagues, those in favor that we revert back to plenary report progress say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished colleagues, the Senate in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Trade and Investment on the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Bill 2017 and has proved as follows. Clause 1 to 6 as recommended, 7 as amended, 8 to 22 as recommended, 23 as amended, 24 to 25 as recommended, 26 as amended, 27 to 39 as recommended, 40 as amended. Further consideration of the bill is deferred to another legislative day. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Okay. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I move that we step down the only remaining item on the order paper till another legislative day.
I rise to second the motion that we do stand down all other items on the order paper till another legislative day. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, those in favor that we stand other item on the order paper to another legislative day say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, having concluded on today's proceedings on the order paper, I hereby move that the Senate stands adjourned until tomorrow, Wednesday, 7th of June 2017 at 10 a.m. prompt.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I rise to second the motion that the Senate do now adjourn to tomorrow, Wednesday, 7th June 2017. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, those in favor that the Senate hereby adjourns to Wednesday, 7th of June 2017 at 10 a.m. say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The Senate is accordingly adjourned to Wednesday, 7th June 2017 at 10 a.m. prompt.